Hello guys, so we are 7 weeks out from Ironman 70.3 Mossel Bay. It's going to be my second ever triathlon. My first was Ironman 70.3 Luxembourg. We're on the road to full Ironman, which is going to be in April at the African Championships. And the goal simply is World Championship qualification. So we'll see how that goes. Mossel Bay is kind of the warm-up one, but it is currently Monday afternoon. We are on the way to the pool for our first swim session of the week. It's not ideal, the pool's 20 meters, so I try and not kick off the walls and just make do, but the other option is 50 meters and outside, and the pool is freezing, and putting the wetsuit on, etc. is a bit of a mission. So we make do with what we've got. I'm going to try and show you a week of training. However, it requires me filming every single day and remembering to do so. So I'll do it my absolute best. This session is going to be 50 minutes, probably about 2K of various different intervals of various different heart rates, just following the program from coach Jamie Riddle, and especially with the swim, trusting that he's going to get it right for me. So yeah, we'll show you a bit of the pool, try and film what I can. They're probably a bit funny about filming in there. Train at the Silo gym here in Cape Town. And yeah, today's a single session day, so happy days there. Probably do a little bit of recovery after sauna, steam room, cold plunge, etc. So we'll show you as much as I can, and of course subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see the training journey and ultimately how I get on in the race. And if you haven't watched my Luxembourg video to see sort of my starting position, feel free to give that a watch. To give context here, I'd never done a triathlon before, I couldn't really swim, I'd never ridden a road bike before, and my only running was in high rocks. I came out with a 5:33 in my first triathlon, which was a 70.3. It was a 39 swim, a 2:58 bike, I believe, and then whatever the rest is, 1:40 run. However, Luxembourg was a relatively easy course. I think it was pretty much rolling, river swim, rolling bike, and then the run was flat. But Mossel Bay is a different beast, so we've got a ocean swim, not looking forward to that one. We've got a hilly bike, and we've also got hills in the run. So the goal is simply sub 5:30, which will mean a massive progression forward from Luxembourg, because I think 5:30 in Mossel Bay is going to be sub 5 at least in Luxembourg, and that will probably carry us over nicely in the full Ironman prep. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the week. We'll see if I remember to film, and I'll try and show you as much of this session as I can. Appreciate it. Is it just me, or does anyone that's already done a race take all their gear to the pool just to let everyone know that you're the man? 1,720 meters, 45 minutes. Still kind of slow, but it is what it is. Getting better every day. Right, so that's a swim session boxed off. Progress is slow, I'll be honest with you. However, I only really started swimming in March, so I guess I've got to be patient with it. And at the end of the day, the difference between a good swim and a bad swim over a 70.3 distance is like 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, we're talking about saving maybe like 10 seconds per 100. I'm gonna get there, but it's just gonna take some time. I've got a lesson with Jamie at some point, so I'll be sure to film that, and hopefully that makes a big difference, because it's quite hard to see technique when you're in the water. I feel like it's easier for someone else to spot when they're outside of it. But got it done. I think tomorrow we have a bike interval session, maybe a run as well. I'm not too sure, I can't remember, but I will try and remember to film this and keep you updated with the week of training to see sort of what a week in my life of training looks like for a 70.3 distance. Morning guys, Tuesday, 7 AM, up and remembered to film. So we got a zone 3 tempo bike interval session. Gonna set up outside and see how we get on. It's currently 20 degrees, so there's gonna be a bit of a sweat on. The sun comes in about an hour, so yeah, hopefully get used to the heat for the events I've got out here. Cycling on the trainer is the most boring thing ever. However, I feel like you make the most progress here rather than outside because you can control all the elements. So that's the session done for today. It was 1 hour 45 on the trainer. I think covered about 47 kilometers, but it was interval training made up of zone 3 intervals and some other zone 1, zone 2 bits. But it cannot explain how much progress I've made on the Wahoo kicker since I got it. So if you haven't got one, I would recommend it as probably the priority, non-priority purchase once you've got the essential bits. But that's day 2 of training done. Tomorrow is our first double day of the week, so we've got a bike interval session in the morning followed by a run club in the evening. So far we're at 2 hours 45 of training so far this week. Tomorrow will probably take us up to 5.5, 6 hours. So yeah, we'll take you along on that journey. Good morning guys. So today we have our first double session of the week. We've got a indoor trainer ramp session that we're going to get boxed off 1 hour 45 minutes approximately, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we're going to follow it up this evening with a run club down at the promenade here in Cape Town. I believe it's called the Running Late Club. It's just a conversational pace 5k, so nothing too crazy, but let's get this one done and then we can get to work. If anybody was wondering what my setup looks like, we've got the Factor Slick profile design extensions which need to come down a little bit. We've got the Zwift cog on here as well and the Wahoo kicker core. I've been pretty happy with that so far, still getting used to the TT position, but I'm sure it will become easier with time. Session box off, feeling strong, onto the run club. Wednesday evening, and it's the second session of the day. It's the Running Late Run Club here in Cape Town, and it's the summer route, so let's hope the weather holds up. But yeah, 5k conversational pace should be a relatively easy one. I'll take you guys along. 1, 2, 3! Run club done, would say an easy 5k, but that was a bit of a spicy hill in there, not gonna lie. I'll see you for the swimming session tomorrow. It's Thursday 7 AM, currently on the way to the gym. Today on plan we have a swim session called Broken 600s, which it looks like is 3 rounds of 600 meters broke up into various different intervals, sometimes pool buoy, sometimes paddles, etc. And then when I'm at the gym, I try and hit somewhat of a gym workout. So sometimes arms, sometimes abs, a little bit of chest, just to make me feel like I have a little bit of strength left. That's the one thing I would note when training for an endurance event. Kiss goodbye to pretty much any chest, if I had one to begin with, arms, etc. So yeah, I will take you on the journey. Here we go, let's get it done. Use these for the first time. The weirdest sensation ever, but you can see how it kind of helps, so yeah, probably use them again. Pretty successful day. That's gym, swim, sauna and work all boxed off. Tomorrow is a run and a bike session, so yeah, it keeps coming. So this is very different to my usual style of content, so if you find it interesting, please drop a comment or let me know what you want to see next. Friday morning is going to be a busy one. We've got hill sprints, playing paddle and bike intervals as well as work. So need to make sure I get the food in and get moving. It's currently 6:45 AM. Gonna go get the hill sprints boxed off prior to paddle. Only ever done these once before and it was horrific. So yeah, wish me luck. Paddle done, we got absolutely battered. Oh well, at least it was a workout. 10,000 steps done, 9:30 AM, about to start work, and then we've got a cycle this evening. Bring it on. Time for session 3 of the day. It's a outdoor cycle, I think 1 hour and 10 minutes based on RP effort, so it's going to be interesting to see what I can push out after kind of a long morning. But yeah, get this done and then get food and go to bed. Life of a triathlete. And just like that, another day of training done. 2 sessions left of the week. Feeling pretty good, actually. Saturday morning, about to go hit a Zone 2 3-hour ride, so I'll take you with me and show you the views in Cape Town. It's pretty special. Whew. Morning guys, Sunday 8 AM. We've got tempo interval run, 50 minutes, last workout of the week. Feeling pretty good. Yesterday at the end of the ride forgot to record because we just got home, pulled into the road, there's a queue of traffic. My buddy tried to save himself from a fall, I tried to save him and I ended up falling myself, so I've got a little bit of hip pain going on, but overall feeling pretty good after this week of training. A lot of hours, but feeling strong, so gonna go get this one done and then rest up for the rest of the day. So that's training done for the week. If you want to see more of this type of content, let me know. If you want to see nutrition or just the next 6 weeks on the build up to IRONMAN 70.3 Mossel Bay to see how far we can push it, feeling pretty strong. So hopefully have a decent race result. Got a triathlon next weekend, which is going to be my second ever race. So yeah, going there for the podium.